Hello there. Our brush tonight is my Rooney Restore. It has a 22 millimeter 2-band golden nib finest. Let me heat up some water. But it has a 22 millimeter golden nib 2-band finest knot in it. It is absolutely slamming knot in a Rooney handle. Good quality brush that I absolutely love. I'm going to set that in some water there. The soap tonight is another soap that was given to me by Buddy Blankenship. This is the Perlichins Fougere. It says Cologne Fougere on it. This is an absolutely slamming scent. Definitely Fougere with a heavy emphasis on lavender, which is my favorite type of Fougere. There's a Fougere is, they say, well, Fougere smells like a fern. Well, no, it don't. Ferns don't smell like anything. Fougere is an artistic rendition of what someone might think a fern might taste like if it had a smell, something like that. But there's a ton of different Fougeres, and you get some that are greener than others, and some that are woodier than others. But I love lavender is a base note in a ton of Fougeres. There are some Fougeres without it, but generally most Fougeres will have some type of lavender in it. And this is a heavily lavender based Fougere, which is what I love. But it's got that woody kind of scent that the lavender has in it. But in my opinion, it also has sort of a greenish type of note in it as well. More so than a lot of Fougeres that are lavender based. I don't know if I'm explaining to you correctly what I mean, but it's absolutely lovely. And we're going to put a little bit of water on this and let it drain off. And then we're going to get to loading the brush. We are not quite in winter yet. Our temperatures aren't quite getting cold yet, although we are cooled off a lot. We're in the low 70s, low to mid 70s. Sometimes we might get around 80. So yeah, cooling off. But it's still not cold enough to really worry about scuttle, a hot scuttle. Now I don't have a problem using the scuttle during the summer months if that's what I want to do, but I have this tendency now that I've developed to really like face lathering in the warmer months. Let me wash my hands or rinse the soap off of them. But to like face lathering in the warmer months and then roll in on the scuttle when the weather begins to cool. So I have about a week's growth. We're going to wet the face fine. Not to wet the whiskers, although that's not going to hurt. But if I wanted to soften my whiskers with water, with hot water, I would use hot towels and give it 4 or 5 minutes. What I am doing when I wet my face is putting enough moisture on my face that the salt, which is what a shaving soap is, will not suck the moisture clean out of my face and leave me with dry skin. Now there, like I said, I've talked about this before, and there are soaps that can have a tendency to be drying, but a lot of times guys will say such and such soap dries my face out, but they don't put enough water in the lather, or they don't put enough water on their face, and that is their fault, not the soap's fault. And the razor tonight is my shoemate. I need to rinse my hands or dry my hands a little better. My shoemate number 30. I'm gonna dry them hands off a little bit better, and then lovely. Gorgeous edge. I don't remember what type. But that's lovely. I love LPL. Now, I know that some people are going to disagree with this, but in my experience, once again, understand that's what I'm talking about in all of these videos. Is my own experience. That's what anybody that's talking about wet shaving is talking about their own personal experience, period. But in my experience, and I thought I cut myself a bit. It's alright, I'll take care of that in a little bit. But in my personal experience, LPL. Ow, son of a gun! I sliced the snot out of myself right there. That's going to leave a scar. I don't know how or why, but it did. I don't need that. I don't know if you can see. The skin's folded over real good. I am going to have one heck of a scar right there, folks. Yeah, it's not stopping. Stand by. Yeah. Hopefully I don't have to have that stitched. But I'm going to post this up so that you see it. We're not going to hide anything. I don't know what happened there, but I just sliced the living snot out of my face. I think maybe I'll look back at the footage, but I think maybe I made a move like that this way. I don't know, but I'll put some pressure on it, see if I can get it to stop. Okay, I'm back. Definitely going to leave a scar. It's a pretty deep cut. It probably might have been better off with stitches, but I think it'll be alright. controlled that with a styptic. I just kept wiping it off. When the styptic in it got really heavily pink, I rinsed it off and rinsed off my chin. Cold water went back with a combination of pressure and styptic, I stopped it. But now that's a serious cut. Now, most guys, well, you had a bad shave. Well, no, the shave is lovely. Okay. But I cut myself. Okay, that is probably more than likely. And like I said, I won't know until I look back on that. I'm going to finish that little bit right there. The soap has dissipated in the brush because it's been so long. Doesn't matter. I think I've got enough. But we're going to do one pass, and I just realized that the trimmers that I talk about, I have them, so that probably contributed to it. I don't know, but you know what? I was holding the razor. That's the way that works. I'm in charge. And I'm responsible. So we're going to go with a one pass. Not too bad for one pass. That's acceptable, socially acceptable. That's what we're going to go with for right now. I'm drying my razor off. Because, yeah, I really don't want to go back over that with soap or go back over it with a blade or anything like that until I know for sure that it's good and closed up and it's not going to open back up. Let me put a little bit of water. That it's not going to open back up. That's flat out. But now, as an aftershave, what I want to use is St. James of London Cedar Wood and Clary Sage. This is a gel. And it's got, I think it will go well with this because it's got that woody kind of accent that I think will go well with the woodiness in the Fougere. And that's a lovely scent. Alright. Hack and all. That's been the shave, and it was a good shave. All except for the cut. But you know what? This is shaving. That is what it is. And I don't like showing a lot of blood. Because a lot of guys, they'll do that. Oh, look, I'm bleeding. You know, that's not my thing, you know. But getting cut is a part of shaving. Now, what I would tell you is if I could not stop that within a few minutes, then I would do something like super glue. Or they make I would bandage it. I'd Band-Aid or one of those little butterfly things to close it up. I've got some of that here somewhere, and I'm pretty sure I'd find it if I needed it. But, you know, I was pretty confident that I could close it up with pressure and styptic. So, I got a nice little scar out of it. That's going to scar. I mean, Maybe not, but I mean, there's another scar from straight shaving early on. It happens sometimes. But thanks for watching. The thing of it is when something like that happens, don't lose your cool. Figure out what you're going to do about it. Have a plan, get a plan, and deal with it. And then, if you have to, you do what I just did and finish the shave. All right. Bless you. I'll talk to you later.